4WM. Should people's salaries be based on their job performance, age, company profits, motivation, skills? In my opinion, from the perspectives of motivation and company profits, people's salaries should definitely be related to their job performance. To begin with, while standardized salaries for workers in companies today are common, the level of motivation among employees can vary greatly. Rewarding enthusiastic employees who produce better work with higher salaries is not only fair but would also have the wider benefit of motivating other employees. Additionally, the efforts that employees put into performing their work duties will ultimately benefit companies by increasing their profits. One of the responsibilities of a business is said to be the distribution of profits to those who contribute to its growth. Therefore, to fulfill this responsibility, companies must make sure that salaries match workers' job performance. To conclude, when considering the importance of employee motivation and sharing company profits, I feel that people's salaries should be based on their job performance. Yes, I think people's salaries should depend on their job performance. One reason is that it motivates people to work harder. If people know they can earn more by working better, they will try to do their best every day. This helps both the workers and the companies. Another reason is fairness. People who work hard should get higher salaries than people who don't work well. If everyone gets paid the same, some people may become lazy. Good workers might also feel unhappy because their hard work isn't recognized. Performance-based salaries help companies see who is working well. This way, companies can reward these good workers and keep them in the job. Therefore, salaries based on job performance are good for motivation and fairness, making both the company and its employees successful and satisfied. I think it's the best way to decide how much money people should earn from their jobs. I agree that people's salaries should be based on their performance at work. The first reason is that performance-based pay can improve productivity. Workers will do their best if they understand that good results lead directly to higher earnings. This can benefit the entire company by improving its overall results. The second reason is job satisfaction. Workers who see their hard work rewarded will feel happier and more satisfied with their jobs. If workers think their effort doesn't matter, they may lose motivation and eventually quit their jobs. When good workers leave, it is bad for the company. Performance-based salaries can help companies keep talented and motivated employees longer. In short, linking salaries to performance makes people happier, encourages them to work harder, and helps companies grow. For these reasons, I think this is a good way for companies to decide employees' salaries. Yes, I believe people's salaries should depend on their job performance. First, paying people according to their performance creates competition among employees. Friendly competition can encourage everyone to work harder and produce better results. It pushes workers to become better at their jobs. Second, it helps companies clearly identify good and bad workers. This makes it easier for companies to manage employees. Good employees can be rewarded properly, while employees who perform poorly can receive help or training. Without performance-based salaries, workers who do not work hard might earn the same as hard workers, which is unfair. Over time, hard-working employees might leave, causing problems for the company. Therefore, giving salaries based on performance ensures fairness, increases motivation, and leads to better overall company performance. That's why I think it's important to connect salaries to how well employees perform their duties at work. No, I don't think salaries should be based only on job performance. First, it can create too much pressure on employees. Workers may become very stressed if their salaries depend heavily on how well they perform. Too much stress can harm their health and lower their overall performance. Second, performance is sometimes difficult to measure fairly. Some jobs, like teaching or nursing, involve important tasks that are hard to measure in numbers or specific results. If salaries are based only on measurable results, some workers might be unfairly paid less. This can cause dissatisfaction among employees and reduce their motivation. Instead, companies should provide fair salaries with bonuses or extra rewards for good performance. That way, employees feel secure and motivated, but without too much stress or unfairness. For these reasons, I think job performance shouldn't be the only factor in deciding people's salaries. I disagree that people's salaries should be based only on their job performance. Firstly, performance-based salaries can harm teamwork. Employees might focus only on their individual results rather than working together as a team. This can lead to less cooperation and more competition, making the workplace environment less friendly. Secondly, not all workers have control over their job results. For example, salespeople might face economic situations they cannot control, causing poor sales even if they work hard. Similarly, teachers might have students who struggle due to personal issues, not because of the teacher's effort. If salaries depend heavily on these uncontrollable factors, workers can become discouraged and unhappy. Companies should consider other factors like teamwork, effort, and experience, in addition to performance, when deciding salaries. In conclusion, relying only on job performance to set salaries is unfair and can create a stressful working environment. No, I think it's not a good idea to base salaries completely on job performance. First, it might create inequality. Some employees have more experience or special skills, and it's unfair to ignore these qualities by looking only at short-term results. Experience and loyalty are important too. Second, performance-based salaries can encourage unhealthy competition between workers. Employees might become selfish, focusing only on themselves rather than supporting their coworkers. This can damage workplace relationships and teamwork. Workers may even become dishonest, trying to achieve better results through unfair methods. Instead, salaries should be based partly on performance, and partly on experience, teamwork, and loyalty. This combination helps employees feel valued and keeps the work environment friendly and cooperative. Therefore, companies should be careful about relying too heavily on performance to decide how much to pay their workers. A balanced approach is better for everyone involved.